Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the SimTech podcast. If you've been following along, you know we usually dive deep into the world of clinical simulation, exploring tools, techniques, and the incredible people behind it all. But today, we're doing something a little different. This episode is about seeing how much the other half really knows about what we do for a living. Let's be honest, explaining your job to family can be tricky. You get the polite nods and, oh, that sounds interesting. And let's face it, sometimes total mystery about what it is we actually do. So I thought, why not turn this into a bit of an experiment? My wife has agreed to join me today as I quiz her on everything she thinks she knows about simulation technicians. Will she surprise us with her knowledge, or will this reveal that she's been winging it all the time? It's going to be lighthearted, fun, and even a little bit eye-opening. So without further ado, let's get her on the mic and find out how well does she really know the simulation technician. Hello and welcome to a little bit of a surprise podcast. Today we've got something different for you. I have maybe the most specialist guest of all time with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Emma and I am Craig's other half, the better part of him, his wife.
Ah, okay. And why are you here today?
I actually have no idea.
You don't know why you're here.
I've been thrown the deep end.
And what do you do for a living? Let's start there.
So I run my own business at home, selling pamper products, transferring children's drawings into keepsake gifts, and I create hair bows.
And how long have we known each other?
God, now you put me on the spot.
That was going to be one of the easier questions.
I think it's going up to 12 years.
And how long have we been married?
We've been married for 9 years, if I get
9 years.
Wrong.
Well, that's easy, isn't it? Because you just.
I actually think we've known each other quite a long time, but I can't actually work out the maths.
Yeah. And when we first met 12 years ago, what was I doing?
I think it'll be longer.
Yeah. What was I doing then?
You was in the army.
Yeah. And what did I do in the army?
You was a medic.
Yeah. And what was my job title? Do you know what my job title was?
You was a lance corporal.
That's a rank. What was my job title?
A medic.
Yeah, but okay, so I was a combat medical technician, and throughout my tenure in the army, where did I go?
All over.
Yeah, just name some places.
Iraq, Afghan, Canada. That's to name a few.
Just a few, yeah. And how long was I away? Maybe like a percentage of those 12 years. What was my chance?
6 to 9 months. I think your longest tour you did we was together was 9 months tour. It's probably why I barely know you right now, and we don't know how long we've known each other for, because you was passing ships half the time, weren't we, to be fair?
Well, at least you knew I was in the army. What do I do now?
Well, you told me you was in the army.
Yeah, and I left, didn't I? And I'm doing something now. What am I doing now?
I think you're a technician.
I'm a technician, yeah. What company do I work for?
The NHS.
I work for the NHS, yeah. And do you know just the NHS? Can you be more specific? Can you narrow that down a little bit? Is there a specific trust that I might work for?
North Tees?
No, not North Tees, no.
No idea. We really need to have more conversations, I think.
County Durham and Darlington is yeah. And what hospital do I work at?
Bishop Auckland?
I do work at Bishop Auckland, yeah. And whereabouts in the Bishop Auckland Hospital do I work?
In a small department somewhere within the building.
In a centre, maybe? What kind of centre?
Simulation
centre. Simulation centre, yeah. Nice. All right. So we got there, didn't we? Yeah. And within the simulation centre, what do I do? What's my job title?
A technician.
Technician. Do I just tech stuff? What kind of technician?
You press buttons all day and play with dolls.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Yeah. You're not too far wrong there. You press some buttons. All right. So why do I press those buttons? What buttons do I press?
I have no idea, but I'm sure one day we'll sit down and you can enlighten me.
What kind of dolls?
Dummies.
Dummies.
Simulator dolls.
Okay, simulator dolls. Simulator dolls, yeah. All right, so let's go back to the technician part. What kind of technician do you think I could be?
A medical?
A medical technician? No.
I have no idea because I don't know what you do.
Yeah, but you just said simulator dolls. I thought that was kind of leading you on to what type of technician I might have been. Come on.
A simulator technician.
Simulator technician. You know what? That is close enough. All right. So for future reference, I'm a simulation technician. All right. That's not so you want too far by saying I'm a simulator technician. All right. Who do I work with? Who's in my team?
Doctors and nurses.
Yeah, doctors and nurses. Any names specifically?
No.
No names there. No, am I a big team, small team?
Small team?
A small team, yeah. Okay, we'll take that. All right, so we know that I'm a simulation technician and I press buttons and work with dolls. What in your opinion, what do you think a normal day looks like for me?
You go to work, have a break, have millions of cups of teas, and then come home. Ooh. And then your actual work starts when you come home.
Oh yeah,
and press buttons in between and get to play with dolls.
What type of buttons do I? When I press the buttons? What happens?
It makes these dolls do stuff.
Do stuff? What, like dance or
give birth? You do like medical scenarios that nurses and doctors might experience in the real life world.
Oh, that's actually quite a good explanation. And what do you think we call that? So you touched on a bit. It's kind of a scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the buttons that I press kind of control if Simon was going to have a little baby, those kind of things.
They'd experience complications.
Yeah. All right. So you've kind of touched base on some equipment that I work with. What other equipment do I work with? Come on, you've seen some that I brought home.
Prosthetics.
Like what? Be specific.
Like masks.
So you've seen me bring home a mask. Yeah. What else? You've mentioned dolls. Come on, what's in the big black box?
Oh, VR headsets.
VR headsets, yeah. All right, and you must have you've seen something on there before, haven't you? What have you seen?
Yeah, but I get motion sickness, so I can't play around with those toys.
Yeah, but what were you watching? Can you remember?
Waterfalls, horses. Oh, I was in a scenario with a doll. Not a doll, a person.
A real person this time. Yeah.
I can't remember her name though, but I don't like her.
Oh, so you're on about Stacey.
Yes, that's it.
So Stacey was suffering. What was she suffering from?
Postnatal depression.
She had postnatal depression, didn't she? Yeah. And did you get to speak to her?
Yes, and she didn't like me very much because I upset her.
Yeah. You must have said the right word there, and you got a little bit upset. All right, cool. All right, is there any other equipment that you might have seen or heard about that I use? So anything else?
Those masks, the old man mask.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think we would use those?
So you can help do different scenarios to present it to people training. Yeah,
so we can maybe pretend to be an old person in some kind of scenario, can't we? Yeah. All right. So what do you think then? What do you think simulation is? If you was going to explain what simulation is to somebody that has apparently never heard of simulation, how would you explain it to them?
It's putting people into different scenarios and use the simulation as training so they can experience events that they may one day come across. So it's to help with training. Yeah, and after the scenario's happened, what do you think we do? Do we just do another scenario, or what do you think? I suspect you talk about it, learn how you could do things differently, and go through things that they may have learned, so it can help them in future scenarios that they might come in contact with in the real life world. Yeah, and do you know what we call that process? Decompressing. Oh, I thought you was going to nail that then. All right, so it's Debrief.
Debrief, yeah. So we debrief afterwards, don't we? We talk
Decompressing is something completely different.
Well, sometimes they have to decompress. So, yeah, maybe it's just a different term. But, yeah, you're not too far off there. And what do you think is the most challenging part of my job? Have we ever come home and gone, oh.
People being on time?
Oh, yes. Liza, that's, yeah.
Time management for you.
Time management of who? Participants or faculty? Both. But it's mostly faculty, actually, yeah.
And equipment not going to plan and technical issues.
Yeah, and in fairness, that's probably the worst part of my day is when something just doesn't work.
And when the kettle might not boil for you, that must really irritate you.
It really, really does.
Yeah, when you don't have enough brews in your day.
What do you think the most enjoyable part of my job is?
Your team members. So if you've had a bad day at home, maybe with family members, the kids in particular, going to work, it probably helps you be able to talk and be around people. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's almost like I can decompress when I go to work. All right, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to ask you some terminology. See if you can guess what these words are. All right. If I ask you to do some moulage, me and you, we're going to moulage. What would I be asking? It is not romantic. What do you think that would be? You're going to kick yourself when I tell you what it is as well, because you almost certainly know. Moulage. Is it like a scenario together?
No, we're not going to scenario together. No. I want you to moulage me, or I'll moulage you. I'll moulage the hell out of you. What would I be doing?
I don't know. My mind's gone in the gutter, so I have no idea.
Something to do with makeup.
You might put, I don't know, battle scars on me, perhaps, if something's happened in a certain scenario. So, yeah, it's exactly that. It's, using makeup and fake blood and maybe prosthetics. And that's how that's the terminology that we use. It's derived from like a French term, to moulage. That's the kind of the experience that we would have shared together if you got that right. But unfortunately, you didn't. All right. What do you think psychological safety means to you? If we was going to run a scenario, we want to make sure that things are psychologically safe. What do you think that means? Does it mean people's mindset, so it's not going to trigger certain events? Yeah,
because who are we treating here? So let's take Stacey, for instance. So Stacey was suffering from postnatal depression. She might have had a miscarriage. She might have had, all these kind of problems. What would happen if you think we could just, without telling anybody, just put it on a midwife?
It might make them have stress. So it might take them back to a trauma that they've experienced before, and so they could get post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, exactly. We don't know what they've been through out in their lives, do we? So they might have experienced this thing last night, and we're just replaying that event to them. But we've got to also remember that these people are humans as well, aren't they? They might have had this in their own personal life rather than their professional life, so we need to make it psychologically safe for them. How do you think we do that? I would hope you would sit them down and chat to them and perhaps talk before, so they understand the process of what's going to happen before they was put into these scenarios, or to put the headset on. So you give them a bit of a brief of what's going to happen.
That's exactly what we do. Yeah, we just sit them down and kind of explain what they might be experiencing. And more importantly, what to do if this happens during, and, maybe how to deal with it afterwards, yeah. What do you think high fidelity means? What do you think high? Well, we know what high means, don't we? It means up or good. What do you think fidelity means?
No idea.
No. So it's just kind of like a bit fancy for, high tech, normally means expensive, but not always. And what about immersion? Do you know what immersion means?
Is that not going under something?
No, so in context of simulation, why do you think we try to immerse nurses and doctors into a scenario? So why do you think we buy all these mannequins, these
So
£70,000
they can
mannequins
be,
and stuff?
so it looks real life, so they can prepare themselves for the real life world. If it wasn't so real, I don't think it would take on an effect as what it does.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we try so hard to make everything feel immersive, so they can get the best out of the training. And that kind of loops back around to psychologically safe. If we're making things feel too real, then it's obviously going to impact their mental health if we do it too extreme, or we just don't get the balance right. Cool. All right, so we're going to finish off with one last question. All right, and this is your chance. Is there anything about my job that you wish you knew more about?
Probably what you do on a day-to-day level, so I can understand it all a little bit better.
All right.
Because when you come home from work, how's your day been? And sometimes you'll say, yeah, it's fine, or sometimes I can just tell, but you're a person that doesn't want to open up.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll tell you what a day looks like. All right, generally I'll come in first. I'll probably be the first one in. I would open up. I would generally move around all the wards, making sure all the doors are open for all the classrooms, all the lights are on. I then have to turn everything on. So all the buttons that I have to press, I need to make sure that it's turned on at the wall and all the lights are showing. I need to make sure all the mannequins are turned on. I need to go into the debrief room, make sure all the large screens and computers are all connected and working. I then need to go back into the sim room and then need to make sure that all the immersive backgrounds are on. So what we do is we have a computer that displays backgrounds onto curtains and walls, so we don't have to change out all the scenery from making it look different, like a clinical room. I need to make sure that all that's on. I need to make sure all the microphones are working and all the cameras are switched on. I then need to think about what the first scenario is. So if the first scenario was, say, sim mum giving birth, I then need to go and make sure that sim mum's ready, all the blood's ready, all the wee is ready, and all the other stuff that goes along with giving birth. I need to make sure that's ready for the first scenario. I need to make sure all the documents and stuff are ready. And then when all that's ready, everybody else turns up and thinks that the simulation fairies have just come in during the night and set everything up. You might remember those fairies. They work here also. It's like the tidying up fairy.
We have one of them at home.
We do have one of them as well, and that's even before the day starts. And then the buttons and the knobs that you're on about me pressing are to do with volume control and cameras and making sure everything's right in that end. Because if they can't hear or see, then it doesn't matter how good what's going on in the sim room, does it? Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, I need a volume button at home.
We do. We need more cleaning fairies as well. Mm-hmm. All right, well, Brill, thank you for being very brave and hopefully starting a craze, because what I want other simulator technicians to come on and maybe bring their partner on and see if they get an equally hilarious response from their wives. So maybe
entertaining.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, well, thank you very much, and maybe we'll see you back at some time.
Yeah, maybe. Bye.
Bye. And there you have it, my wife's take on what I do for a living. This has been such a fun episode to record, and I hope you've enjoyed this little detour from our usual topics. Whether she nailed it or not, I think we can all agree, explaining what we do to our families is its own kind of challenge. Thank you so much to my wife Emma for being a great sport and for sharing her perspective, whether right or hilariously wrong. If you'd like this episode or have an idea for more fun topics like this, let me know. You can reach me on the information in the description. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the SimTech podcast with anyone who might enjoy it. Until next time, keep learning, keep teching, and keep having a laugh along the way. See you soon.